How does an herbalist retain so much information regarding clinical herbalism? And how do you share it? Okay, so learning things. Well, I do believe that most herbalists are sort of bibliomaniacs. Yes, we love books, and of course I know there's a lot of things online, but I love books. So what I do is I read. I just wrote this book on herbs and runes called Healing from the Tree, and two other authors wrote in it too. So I always highlight in yellow what's important. Okay, so I love to highlight in yellow because yellow is the color of cerebral stimulus. But I want to share that I went to massage school, class of 77, Boulder School of Massage Therapy, and I had all these wonderful notes, not only in herbalism, which I studied with Wynne Smith, and also with William Lesaussier, who was teaching outside of the school, but I also had classes on acupressure and 5-element theory and nutrition and anatomy and physiology. And I realized that all those notes were just in notebooks, and will I ever look at those again? So when I was still quite young and my children were young and napping, I would copy all the notes that I had from school and organize it onto file cards. And I realized that, probably people would do this on computers now, but that act of transcribing my notes onto file cards and maybe organizing it like herbs for arthritis, diet for arthritis, homeopathy for arthritis. So I did that. And again, I will quote something I said in another one of these segments. The best way to learn a subject well is to offer to teach a class on it, but also to write an article on it. So let's say when I was going to massage school, if I had a paper to write, which you inevitably do, I would, because one of my daughters had asthma at the time, I wrote every paper like, 5-element theory for the lungs, the metal element, or nutrition for respiratory health, or herbs for respiratory health. So I really think that those are a couple learning techniques. I do read a lot, again, with the yellow highlighter. I love learning. If I'm at a festival, I'm going to take other people's classes, not just teach my own. And I read other people's books, and I read every issue of Herbalgram. I even read in the bathtub. You might say that, being an herbalist can be a little bit nerdy. And I want you to know that I have a phone app called I Plant with Brigitte Mars. It won't be the first thing that comes up, so make sure you do I Plant with Brigitte Mars. And it's a phone app where it has wonderful pictures of the plants by Martin Wall, along with a lot of the text that's in my book, The Desktop Guide to Herbal Medicine, and it tells you, what can you do with chickweed or plantain or andrographis? Is it edible? Is it safe for pregnant women? I Plant with Brigitte Mars. So, this is a subject that you can study your whole life. Isn't that interesting? And then if you master Western herbalism, you can integrate, other cultures, Asian and Native American and Ayurveda. It's so vast. And wherever you go, you want to learn the plants. So usually wherever I go, I either bring a book with me, or I buy a book at the airport, Wildflowers of Costa Rica. I also use the phone app Picture This. It's not free, it's $20 a year, probably more by now, but Picture This. I take pictures of everything. It even works in the jungles of Colombia on a bridge in the middle of nowhere. So Picture This and I Plant. Keep learning your whole life. It's amazing. And this is a subject that takes a long time to get really good at. So if you want to be an herbalist, get ready to be kind of a nerd that gets to wear cool clothes and hang out with the flowers.